One of the things that did shock me about the psych ward was you'd get a patient, they'd typically be dropped off by their relatives, children, grandchildren, and a lot of times you'd get this seemingly sweet geriatric patient, and the reason would be, oh, they attacked so-and-so with a knife or some weapon or bit somebody or whatnot. And due to being somewhat out of control, they're being dropped off at the psych ward. And so I went about my patient care. I treat the patient, and I would take in consideration that this patient attacked somebody with a weapon or was hostile in some way. Now, I don't want to say 9 times out of 10, but it felt like a majority of the time, or at least half the time, the patient would be dropped off, and then the family would just leave for the weekend or the week. I remember one family went to Disney World, and we couldn't reach them. Now, you can't make any declarations or assumptions, but it's pretty odd to drop a relative off for a day or two, but then take off for the week. Did they, in fact, commit this action that they're being admitted for? Or was the family just simply overwhelmed and had to get away? And I don't blame the family. I don't blame the relatives. This isn't a video condemning anybody. It is excruciatingly hard work to take care of a loved one who may be going through Alzheimer's or has some sort of psychiatric history. It is exhausting. A lot of all-nighters, lack of sleep, lots of work, no appreciation for what you do. It is a very, very arduous task. I mean, it is exhausting for nurses, and we have everything at our disposal. So I can't imagine what it's like for relatives, what it's like for children to see relatives going through that. So I don't blame anybody for, saying what they got to say, maybe, and dropping off their relatives in the psych ward. The reason I'm talking about it is from a nursing perspective. It taught me that though the treatment plan is a collaborative one between the patient and the provider and the family, and what the family says is so important, I have to also make sure that I'm not going in there prejudging the patient or just going based on solely what the family tells me, especially for a patient who can't defend themselves.